Alright YouTube, Random Ross. So, day 10. So we've only got 2 more days after this one. So again, it's the evening time because I've been busy today. So this is the only time I've had to watch it. So I just finished watching Jason X, the 10th film in the Friday franchise. And it's the second film done by New Line Cinema. It's a sci-fi slasher film, and it is yeah, and it's the 10th one because it's got an X. I reckon they decided to put the X in there because X is the Roman numeral for 10, and of course we all know that the Roman numeral X. The Roman numeral X is just 10. Big Bangs or something else there. It's like still post bonfire night, but it's like calm down a bit now. So Jason X, written by Todd Farmer, directed by James Isaac. It has the return of Kane Hodder in his final performance as Jason Voorhees. And I really wish he would have come back. I really wish they would have let him, come back as Jason in Freddy vs. Jason. So what it is the film takes place in 2010, 7 years. Yeah, after Freddy vs. Jason. So Jason's been caught and contained at Crystal Lake Research Facility, and what happens is they're going to freeze him in time because they can't kill him, so they find the only way to do it is to contain him. And what happens in that is, well, it sort of goes good and bad. You see, what happens in it is Jason escapes from his restraints and has a killing spree of a time on the guards. And then the young woman who... sorry. Ready for bed. So the young woman, Rowan, who is our protagonist, she puts Jason in the freezing cryostasis, but Jason stabs her, making one last attempt to get her with his machete, and of course he he gets frozen in time, and she does too. About 400 odd years later, in fact, hang on, 445 years later, in the year 2455, a team of students that are specialising in archaeology make the discovery that of Jason Voorhees' frozen body, along with Rowan's body. There's one stoner that gets his arm cut off in it, but then he gets it put back on with cryogenic ants. In fact, that's what they use in the future. Cryogenic ants to revive and restore people. They don't use it on Jason, but he defrosts and he's pissed. He goes out on a rampage in space. Now, why the hell did they take Earthbound, horror characters and franchises into space? They did it with Leprechaun, they did it with Hellraiser. It just didn't work, and I don't know why they bothered doing it with Jason. Probably because they wanted new material, maybe, or they were that desperate, or New Line just wanted to mess and piss us all off. I did find it slightly more watchable than Jason Goes to Hell, though, because we got to see Kane Hodder as Jason. Kane Hodder was just great as Jason. I just weren't too impressed by the look of him. Basically, he had hair. He was more human-like than ever. He was just Kane Hodder in a hockey mask, from what I could see. Anyway, the kills, the first kill he makes in the future, he smashes one girl's face in literally by freezing it. He, kills, all the the SWAT team. He kills the stoner and the guy who is played by Todd Farmer. Todd Farmer has cameos in it as some guy who is in a game with the stoner kid and they get killed. Also, there's a black guy in it who's like the Candyman, and he puts up a good fight against Jason. In fact, he's the only one who ever does actually do it to Jason. So, you know, they try and get help. That goes tits up when they're gonna finally have sanctuary at some space station like Deep Space Nine. Also, what else? So yeah, and in it there's an android girl, and she also puts up a good fight against Jason, and even blows his head off and kills him along with his arms and legs. But then the cryogenic ants accidentally leak out and bring him back as a badass cyborg, which I thought, in my opinion, was a bit OTT, over the top. There's even a bit where they try and confuse Jason with a hologram of Camp Crystal Lake in 1980, with some two holographic teenage whores getting naked, saying, "Let's have premarital sex and drink beer and smoke pot." And, well, Jason has a bit of fun for a minute, you know, smacking them in their sleeping bags, you know, hitting them against trees and stuff. But then he quickly breaks out of it. That's when the survivors get away. And the survivors are one of the students, Rowan, and an android head. And the black guy could have survived, but he made his noble sacrifice by making sure Jason doesn't get on the escape ship, on the rescue ship with him. So he takes Jason and all the way down to Earth 1 like a meteor. Earth 2, sorry. Earth 1 apparently died in the future, and it wasn't able to sustain life, so they had to build a new planet, Earth 2. And yeah, all the humans were up there, and then it just like sort of ends where there's two teenagers on Earth 2 like going, "Hey, look, a shooting star, make a wish. It landed in the lake. Let's go check it out." Yeah, and that's going to be the last check it out they'll do, because I'm pretty sure Jason had survived that impact, and it just ends where we see his mask touch the bottom of the lake floor, and then that is the end, and we just hear that ch 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 ha ha ha. So yes, Jason X, it's like a sci-fi slasher film because it's in space. I think they shouldn't do that with Earthbound horror, like I just said earlier. Alien, it was acceptable because it was in space, and yeah, it was, the whole thing was sci-fi in the future, and it was an alien, blah blah stuff. It will probably work with Predator as well, because they're aliens from outer space. But yes, I don't think they should just do it with Earthbound horror icons. So, Jason X, I'm going to give it a... do you know what, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5. So yes, I think Kane Hodder did a good performance as Jason. I just don't think I think the whole cyborg Jason just ruined his gig a bit as Jason, as cyborg Jason. He looked like some of the Power Rangers. He looked like some of the Power Ranger villains forgot to put in. So yeah, 3 out of 5 for Jason X. So yeah, Jason X, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Also, if you like this video, please give it a like. If you want to share it, please feel free to share. And also, what is it? Also, I have links to my social media, Facebook, like me on Facebook, and then there's a link to my Twitter. Follow me on Twitter to stay updated on what I get up to outside of the YouTube community. So, yeah, anything else? I don't think so. Apart from, yeah, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you after this one. So, till next time, goodbye friends. Oh, and we have two more films to watch and vlog review which are Freddy vs. Jason and the Friday the 13th remake. Then it's my Friday the 13th special, part 3. I tell you what, if you haven't seen the first 2 Friday the 13th specials, which I did back in February and March, I'll leave links to those in the description below. You know, it's not like every year we get 3 Friday the 13th in 1 year. Next year, in 2016, there's only going to be 1. Well, I'll be seeing you.